All right, welcome back to Hot Take Sports, episode 17. We're very excited to bring more content to you guys. We'll start with Isaac. Isaac, how's your day been?
Really good.
Good. Braden?
Watched some Diamond Sports earlier.
Yep.
Yeah, I bet that was a struggle.
Yeah. We struggled.
Not very good Diamond Sports, but Diamond Sports nonetheless.
Hey man,
So your game won my game.
game was a game.
Your game went a lot better than ours.
Yeah.
Bro, I just had a headache. I was
Matt?
like,
How'd your game go?
Not great. It could have been better, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I got the old cannon loosened back up though. That was fun.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've thrown full go in a week between getting my COVID shot and then getting pegged in the arm throwing BP. Yes, I know, Clayton. It was my fault. Calm down.
It was pretty funny.
It was funny. But yeah, I haven't been throwing like all week, so gotta open back up. And I'm gonna need it because we got 9 games in 10 days or something like that.
Something stupid like that, yeah. We're going to be very busy next week.
Yeah, we don't have practice for over 2 weeks.
Everything is games.
We played Saturday today. We're supposed to play 2 today. Thankfully, they canceled one of them. And then,
Did they?
Well, yeah, 'cause it was supposed to be a doubleheader. remember?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or something like that. So crazy. Clayton, how about you, kid?
I'm good. I pitched today too in our game. Feeling loose, ready to go. I like baseball, like playing baseball when you're playing almost every day, because then you're like not out of the swing. Like your timing is there, your everything is there basically. Just get that whole thing without my mic. Good job, Clayton. Proud of you.
Well, they definitely heard you.
Yeah, I know.
Makes you feel any better.
and either way, at least YouTube hears you.
At least YouTube heard you. Yeah, Hot Take Sports Podcast. Now on YouTube.
Officially.
Slowly but surely getting all the episodes up.
It's a lengthy process, but Brady's doing a good job, working hard.
We're so proud of you, Brady.
Quarter
Brady,
of the way
you,
done.
AC. You do so
Yeah.
much for the
Yeah,
podcast.
Brady-
Shout out to Brady.
Yeah, with as much crap as we give Brady really does do a lot for the podcast. He
Yeah.
does most of our editing stuff and all that, so.
Most of it.
Most of it. All of it.
And I guess while we're being nice on the podcast, we'll give a shout out to Clayton too. Clayton officially received his Eagle Scout honors, so round of applause for Clayton.
Sorry I couldn't be there. I was in Cleveland.
Most
That's
decorated
alright.
member of the gang.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
then shout out to all Cleveland sports teams for sending him memorabilia, except for the Cavs with the Kevin Love push.
Yeah, the cat. I got a letter of, or like a certificate of congratulations from the Indians and from the Browns. And then the Cavs sent me a poster of Kevin Love. My dad looks at me as I open that and he goes, well, they knew they couldn't dump Kevin Love's contract, so they figured they'd send me something that would last a while.
That's tough.
Yeah. It should have been one of the rookie
It's
or
actually really funny.
Colin Sexton or
I was
Garland.
gonna say a
They sent
Sexton
me
poster
some-
would have been cool. But...
Sexton would have been cool. They sent me a Larry Nance thing though too, so that
Oh.
made up for it.
So you
Yeah.
said that, is it Larry Nance or is it Larry Nance Jr.?
Larry Nance Jr., my bad.
I mean, either one would still be cool.
Yeah.
I'm about saying Larry Nance still helps out with the team all the time too.
Sure, yeah.
The one Cavs game I went to, Larry Nance was taking pictures of people in the shop.
Really? Did you get one?
No.
Lame.
It's because the game was gonna start, but there were like 40 people in line. We're just like, yeah.
Well, that was probably better than the game anyway, so.
Yeah, you're probably right.
No, I'm pretty sure they won. Actually, they were playing Memphis.
What year was that?
I was gonna say,
It
was
was
that
a couple
like
years ago. It was like my yeah, it was my
Conley
sophomore
and
year.
Gasol were running the show down there?
All I can tell you is Joakim Noah was on the team, and so was Mike Conley. So yeah, it was
That
my
might have
sophomore
been-
year.
Joakim
That's
Noah
big.
and Mike Conley.
No.
Yeah, he was throwing expletives at fans.
Joakim was, yeah. He's something.
Yeah.
Alright, so we've been off for a bit. We had a record-a-thon, I guess. We'll call it the one that launched out 3 episodes. So we'll kind of recap March Madness. Overall, okay, so it's kind of a wild tournament, right?
Right.
Because there were so many upsets that nobody predicted.
No.
And everybody's like, oh, the bracket's busted. Oh, the brackets are crazy this year. But when you really get down to it,
Two best teams.
the 2 best teams were in the championship.
Oh yeah.
Like, after all the craziness, it still ended up being, like, overall the 1 and 3. Or was Baylor 2?
They were both number 1 seeds. I would say Baylor was probably the
Yeah.
second best team in the tournament
Yeah.
before everything started. But
Exactly.
Yeah, and everyone was saying Gonzaga is gonna win it all. Like no one gave Baylor a chance.
Oh, I knew Gonzaga wasn't gonna win it all. No way.
They always choke.
They always do at some point. And I never root for an undefeated team, so.
can you guys name the NBA Hall of Famer who went to Gonzaga University? I didn't know this until my dad told me.
Stockton?
Stockton?
Yeah.
There you go.
Tony Stockton?
Tony Stockton.
I knew he I knew he was a Jazz player.
Yeah,
Just
John Stockton, all-time leader in assists and steals in the NBA. Went to Gonzaga
Shout out to
University.
Cave. Letting you know that.
Alright. It's not good for much else, but
Hey.
we learned that Tony Stockton went to Gonzaga, so.
Yeah,
And that's how he built a big tower in New York.
I was gonna say, then he became Iron Man.
Crazy how things happen.
Gonzaga to Iron Man. What a storyline.
Wild.
Jokes on us. Robert Downey Jr. actually probably did go to Gonzaga. Just to mess with
That'd be so funny.
He went to MIT, by the way, for the record. But
Okay, I actually didn't.
There you go.
Obviously, I think the highlight of the tournament was probably the UCLA versus Gonzaga Final Four game.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh,
would say that
absolutely.
was fairly easily the best game of the tournament.
Johnny Juzang, I mean, this just goes to show, like last year, we've talked about just on the podcast multiple times, that like not having March Madness really threw off people going into the NBA draft. Because they didn't know as many names, didn't get to see people in the big lights and everything. That Johnny Juzang guy, that was his name, right?
Yeah.
For all of
Something
even
like
though
that.
they're speaking gibberish, I know.
Anyways, the guy from UCLA shot his draft stock.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just in that like one game. I mean, obviously we knew he was playing well before that, but
Well, I mean, we know it's possible. DiVincenzo is, in fact, a rotational player.
yeah, he is. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And
I didn't know
UCLA
what you
had a
loved.
playing game too to get there.
They went from
Yeah.
first four to final four. They were the Cinderella story.
Yeah.
Do you think UCLA was like the best storyline from this year's tournament?
I mean, I think they have to be.
What else would be?
I mean,
Maybe
Roberts.
Baylor, but oh yeah, or
Yeah, I wouldn't say.
I
Who was
think-
the team that beat Texas?
Abilene
Adam
Christian.
Christian.
They lost them after
Yeah.
32, didn't they, to a buzzer beater?
Adam Christian
Yeah.
shouldn't have even beat Texas.
Yeah.
Well, that just go like okay. So I've never understood why two of the playing games are 11 seeds. Why wouldn't you just have it be the worst teams in the tournament, like a wild card?
Well,
Like you don't have the number 2 team in the division in a wild card game. In any other sport.
Matt, I think they do it because if you win your what is it, like division, your conference, you get automatically seeded.
Okay, so still, why should the playing game be an 11 though?
I was gonna say that doesn't
Like if
change
you're
the
from a
fact
bad
that-
conference, okay, congratulations, you make it into the playing game. Be a 16 seed. Why would you have half the 16 seed games be play-ins and half of the 11 seed games be play-ins? It just doesn't make sense.
And aren't they all on the same side of the bracket, like the same side?
No.
No.
There's a 16 and 1, then there's an 11 and 1, then like a 16.
I thought the 16 and 11s like were together. I thought they were blocked together.
No,
I don't think so.
I thought there was one in each, but I don't.
I
think
think
there's one
there's
in
one in
each.
each.
I don't look at
area.
brackets all that much.
Yeah.
We say area, but everything was in Indianapolis this year, so it didn't matter.
They did a pretty good job with the Buffalo, and then the first pickup.
Well, I wouldn't say that. The weight room incident was definitely a
That was-
low. The NCAA should know better.
I think they got lucky with how little crap they took from that. To be
Yeah.
honest.
That's pathetic. You know, it doesn't matter your gender. At the end of the day, you're playing a Division I sport. Every D1 athlete weight trains,
Yeah.
no matter what. They needed access to that weight room equipment. I'm happy that we saw, like I saw Steph Curry was tweeting stuff about that, DeMar DeRozan, guys like that. I'm happy that like mainstream NBA players like kind of took a stance and said, "Hey, this is bad. Like, do better, NCAA."
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that shouldn't happen. Outside of that, though, yeah, I thought they did a decent job. I think there was maybe 1 or 2 teams that had to leave because of Corona.
Oh, they
I
won.
thought it was
Only one.
Virginia Commonwealth.
Yep, VCU.
Oregon, right? Oregon got the 4th
Yeah.
one there.
Yeah, then Oregon went on to be Iowa. That happened.
fresh legs.
That's true. Iowa, I mean, that makes sense. Iowa had most of the Big Ten tournament to play too, so I mean, they weren't near as fresh as Oregon, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Ohio State, I think, played like 3 or 4 overtime games in their tournament. In the Big Ten.
2 overtime games, but I think one of them was a double overtime.
Yeah.
So yeah, they played a lot of basketball in a short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's still not an excuse for them. They should be more.
Yeah.
I would say, as much as they should have beat Oral Roberts anyway, do you think that they absolutely would have won had Kyle Young been able to play?
Yes,
Yeah.
because Kyle Young is a major difference maker.
Yeah,
of that
because
team.
they probably would have won
He's
the
the
big.
heart of that team.
They would
probably
have
would have
won, but like, I don't know. Even with playing as much as they did, they would have burned out eventually.
Well, I'm not saying they would have
You know,
won. The
I think they
Final
would have beat
Four.
Oral Roberts, but
They definitely should have beaten Oral Roberts, and they
Yeah.
definitely would have with him. He's like the Marcus Smart of the Boston Celtics. Yeah, he's everything behind the team.
I was gonna say he talks a lot of trash and plays defense.
Speaking of shooting,
I don't think he talks a lot of trash, but I mean, why not?
Did you guys see Dwayne Washington Jr. Was trying to get drafted?
Yep, he declared.
You guys see Mac McClung declared for the draft too? He's either gonna transfer or declare for the draft.
Yeah.
I remember seeing obviously Zion Williamson is hands down the most impressive high school dunker I've ever seen, but I remember seeing stuff of him and he impressed me. Watching him go underneath his legs
Yeah.
during a game, that was extremely cool.
Yeah.
I hope that he makes the NBA, but honestly, it kind of seems like guys who've spent 4 years in college in today's NBA, never break out. If that makes any kind of sense.
No. When I think that, I think of Buddy Hield, because I remember Brandon Zerker. We used to talk to him all the time. He's like, man, I love Buddy Hield, but he's never gonna do anything in the NBA because he didn't get there until he was 24.
Yeah.
So he's already where some of these other guys are just in there and they're like, oh, he's still got a few years to fully get into it.
Mm-hmm.
By the time he fully gets into it, quote unquote, he's already going to be almost out of his prime.
Right.
Which, I mean, Buddy Hield's still a good, competent NBA player.
Yeah.
Right. He's not an all-star,
He's
but
he's probably never going to make an all-star game. He's never going to be all-NBA. I mean, he's just a solid rotational player.
What are we talking about, Buddy Hield? I'll take a hot take here.
Alright.
Hot take, Buddy Hield makes the All-Star game next year.
That's insane. Next.
He's not even the first Kings player that would make the All-Star game.
I know.
He might not even be the second Kings player that
He's
would
not
make the
even the
All-Star
second
game.
one.
He'd be 3
I
probably
got
at
it
best.
4th for me. I've got De'Aaron
De'Aaron
Fox,
Fox.
Harrison Barnes, and Rashawn Holmes above him.
I forgot about Harrison Barnes. Yeah, you're probably right.
I'd still.
Harrison-
And Tyrese Halliburton.
I'd throw Halliburton
I
above
mean,
Buddy Hield there.
Tyrese is second in line for Rookie of the Year this year, so if you take out
Yeah.
the 2 that got injured, which is really sad, the 2 of the 3 top picks got
Yeah.
it's not career-ending, season-ending injuries.
Yeah.
I'm jumping ahead a little bit.
But maybe it'll make the media stop being just all over LaMelo.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I do. While
No,
we're kind of.
because- Sorry.
Go ahead. Go for it.
No, because all the videos were still LaMelo Ball really wants to be playing because he's sitting there tapping his foot on the sideline watching his team play.
LaMelo Ball
Let's go back
eats a
and forth.
cheeseburger.
Wow, LaMelo Ball really wants to be playing basketball. Well, no crap. Yeah, me too. Especially if I'm making $12 million to do it. Yeah, I want to play too.
The only way they can make one of those videos actually good is if the Hornets announcer was doing it.
I was going to touch on that. That's what I was going to say. Shout out to the Hornets announcer. You are my new favorite person.
These are insane.
Oh my god, Terry!
Even with the bridges done.
Miles Bridges!
Miles Bridges.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. No, there was one night I worked for Bluffton and they were that was the night they were playing the Hornets. They were in Charlotte
Bluffton was playing the Hornets in Charlotte?
No, you.
Wow,
You
crazy.
sorry. Utah was playing the Hornets.
I was working for Bluffton, but the Jazz were playing the Hornets.
I'm getting there.
Congratulations.
I'm getting there. I didn't have Game Pass yet, so I found the Hornets channel on Sirius XM, and that was my first experience. And yeah, that man, he's wild.
I love the Hornets announcer. I love their Buzz City uniforms, though. I think those are really cool.
I just like the
Oh,
fact that they
like
call them
teal
the
with
Buzz
the
City.
pinstripes?
Yeah.
I like those.
Those
Those
are
are
nice.
sweet.
Any team that has teal has the potential to have really dope uniforms.
True. And apparently teams that don't have teal at the Pistons old uniforms.
Which ones are those?
When they had the like actual horse in the logo.
Oh yeah, okay, I know what you're
Teal,
talking
they
about.
had
Like
teal
late
one and a white
90s.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never understood that. It's cool though.
Yeah, it was cool. All right. Well, since we're already talking about the NBA, we might as well transfer into there, right? So, Matt, anything about the Timberwolves you'd like to bring up?
Yeah, we are not the worst team in the NBA now. We are a half game behind the Rockets for the tank race. A half game ahead of them in the standings now.
Nice.
Because we beat the Heat, and we have not lost to the Heat since 2017.
Really?
We are 5-0 against the Heat. We beat them both times in 2018, both times in 2019, and didn't get to play against them in 2020.
There's an interesting stat.
Yeah, because I got a Twitter notification on it. It's like, the Heat haven't beat the Timberwolves since 2017. I'm like, the Heat they beat everyone last year. What do you mean? And I looked at it and I was like, they're not lying. They actually have not beat them because they didn't get to play each other.
Right.
Because the Heat were at their best. So, but yeah, Jimmy Butler went crazy on them and they still won. So that was kind of wild. D'Angelo Russell's making his way back into the team, so that's exciting.
I was going to ask about him. Has D'Lo, what's the story been this year? I haven't heard anything about him.
Okay, so you've heard my take on Lamar Jackson, that he was
Right.
hurt most of the season, but just refused to tell anyone, so he just kind of played below the level that we all know he can.
Right.
And next year he's going to come back really good because he's actually going to be healthy, and then they're going to be like, well, he actually had this wrong with him, but he got surgery for it in the offseason, and now he can actually run again. That's exactly what happened to D'Angelo Russell. He was
Alright.
nursing injuries the entire first half of the season, and they were like, he's out for this, and then he's out for this, and he's out for that. And then they're like, well, now he's having knee surgery. So he had an orthoscopic knee surgery or something like that. And now he actually looks like he used to.
Good.
And he's actually playing well, but you can tell they don't want to win too much. They're taking their time easing him back in. He's still only playing 20 minutes a night. He's been back for a week already. He's coming off the bench and mostly playing the off guard. So, which is cool. I'm glad. And I don't want him to play too much because I don't want to win that much. And Malik Beasley got hurt right when he came back from his suspension. So we're
I
still
was going to
waiting
ask
for him to
about
get back.
Malik Beasley because I haven't heard anything about him either.
Yeah.
What happened? Did he do something in a game? Or
No, it was from his off-season going to jail, whatever. This is just when his suspension kicked in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he goes to jail in the off-season.
Nice.
He got a 6-month suspended sentence or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, he
Kinda
just
rolling with it.
the jail is his workout place of choice in the off season.
Well, he can.
I'm sure
Go
he'll
there
get
whenever he
fairly
wants.
nice facilities.
Yeah. He can work out as long as he wants, whenever he wants. Brady, Jazz updates.
Well, I mean, they're definitely coming off of the absolute skyrocket high that they were on at the start of the year. The Suns are proving to be a tough team. We lost to them in OT. I think it was last week now.
I love watching the Suns, but
They're so
it's
good.
not fun.
Yeah, with Chris Paul now, they're so good.
Chris Paul is a true point guard, if that makes any kind of sense. He gets a ton of assists, and he doesn't turn the ball over.
And he scores when he needs to.
He's a pass, but he's a
the
pass
best
first point guard.
fourth-quarter player. In
He also hasn't missed the playoffs since 2010. Did learn that while I was watching the game, actually.
It doesn't matter. He still hasn't been to the conference finals.
But they played a day game against the Pacers yesterday. That Utah did. And then today they're playing the Lakers on national TV without Mitchell, Conley, Gobert, or Favors. Ersan Ilyasova is starting at the 5 for us today, and he's 3 for 3 from 3.
Nice.
5 minutes into the game. It was actually only 3 minutes into the game.
Starting back.
Nice.
Yeah, for just for perspective.
Is Udoka even gonna get to play?
Oh no! Apparently he has a severe ankle sprain, so we don't have any centers.
Nice.
Perfect.
I mean, Ersan is center-ish.
But yeah, Ersan is 3 for 3 from 3. Clarkson and Ingles are combined 0 for 3 so far. From 3.
It's early.
Yep, it's literally the Ilyasova and Boyan show for us right now. But wait, hey, we're winning.
Wait, what?
He's like, oh, we're gonna lose by 40 tonight. I said, no,
No,
you're not.
you said 60.
I think I was being sarcastic.
No, you're gonna win. Carson's gonna drop 40. You guys are gonna win.
Oh,
Actually, stop.
I do want to ask for your comments on Anthony Edwards. So A-Rod's gonna buy part of the Timberwolves. What do you have to say about Anthony Edwards not knowing who A-Rod is?
I don't know if I believe him.
Okay.
He's posted a video 2 days later in a Yankees hat.
Well, yeah, new owner played for the Yankees. He's got to pretend like he's on board.
I don't know if... Oh, I sent it to you guys. I posted a tweet on my personal account. And it said, so A-Rod and J-Lo broke up. Conveniently right as A-Rod bought the Timberwolves. Does that make the Timberwolves his midlife crisis buy? I'm like...
There's one thing
And
you
I
have
sit
to
there and I think about my own comment. I'm like, wow, my life is tough.
You gotta think though, aren't midlife crisis purchases like supposed to be bad?
Big, bold, and
Like bold
ridiculous
or bad?
Big,
We're the
bold,
worst team
ridiculous,
in the NBA, yeah. That
No,
was a
you're not.
bad
It's
purchase.
the second worst team in the NBA now.
Shut up, Brayden.
No one wants to hear your positivity.
That's not positivity. We want to be the worst team because we want our pick.
Yeah, you still have the same odds.
Not healthy.
You know, I don't even know if the NBA draft lottery is rigged though. Like you said, they have the same odds, but I also said that the Knicks would get Zion because the NBA draft is rigged. But here we are. They have RJ Barrett.
The Knicks have been killing it without Zion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I just figured
Yeah,
they said
why would
Zion
you
to
get
big
Zion
market.
when you can get the better version of him, Julius Randle?
Heck yeah, he dropped 44 points. Like, was it yesterday or was it 2
Yeah, I
days
was,
ago now?
yeah.
I think it was yesterday.
I'm very happy for Julius Randle. Very happy.
Julius Randle's a star.
He's a free agent this year, isn't he?
I don't think so. I don't think this is a contract year.
I thought it was.
Oh, look it up on Isaac's phone.
Hey, Matt Yachty just hit a 3-run bomb.
The Cardinals have been playing well this year.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
He's been playing
Not later, but we'll get
decent
there.
this year.
We have a lot to talk about baseball.
Yeah, we'd have a lot to talk about, but yeah, it's pretty much baseball. But I mean,
A lot of baseball content today.
Isaac, your take on the Cavs right now? What was my take on the Cavs?
He's asking you. How are the Cavs doing?
Oh,
What do you have to say about them?
I mean, they're
You
doing
can make a
okay.
hot take on the Cavs if you want.
I mean, they're doing okay.
My hot take is the Wolves are going to get the 3rd overall pick.
Want to hear my hot take?
If you said 4th, I will beat you so bad.
No, I'm just gonna have to hide from Clayton after this.
The
Kev-
Ca-
I didn't say my take yet. Kevin Love's gonna retire a Cav.
It's gonna happen.
Oh, we all
I'm
know
sure
that.
At this rate. Okay, anyway, continue.
2022 is his free agency year. So he has one more year on his
One more.
contract.
The Cavs been playing okay. I mean, they've done some good stuff. They've done some bad stuff.
Isaac, do you have anything? Do you have anything else on the Cavs?
I mean, Dean Wade's been in the starting lineup and he's been playing pretty well.
Yeah, I saw you picked him in fantasy the other night.
Dean
Carson,
Wade.
and
I
I,
also picked him tonight.
Carson and I were bullying you while we were walking to class for picking Dean Wade and still somehow winning.
I picked Dean Wade, Jalen McDaniels, and one other guy one night. Oh, I think it was Kevin Herter. So the three of them combined for like $37 and combined for 70 fantasy points.
Excuse me?
Yeah, it was great. I was like,
I'm not-
oh yeah, call me Isaac. Let's go.
I'm
I'm
not
about to
giving
say,
Malachi
you need a
Flynn
cheap
going.
player. Dean Wade might be the way to go.
It's not bad.
Duncan Robinson is my favorite cheap player.
Duncan Robinson
Yeah,
scores
that's all.
17 fantasy points every single night.
Exactly.
No
He's
matter
only a
what.
$12 player.
$10 to $12 players, 17. I kid you not. I was like, I wonder what Duncan Robinson's been doing. And the last like 7 were 17. I was like, well, that's consistent. Got that going for him.
You have anything to add on the Cavs, Lathan?
We're just gonna continue to build. You know, Drummond's gone. Jared Allen just got back from a concussion, so he'll be
Yeah.
playing more.
Our backup center.
Losing minutes to Isaiah Hartenstein. Gosh dang.
The Cavs will just continue to get better. That's about all we can ask for at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We're very young. Hopefully, the goal is to hopefully have re-signed Jared Allen this year.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I would like to see.
That's the primary goal.
Yep, that should be the biggest emphasis of our offseason this year.
And
They have their draft pick this year, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think we
And
traded it.
maybe signing Sexton to extension. Cause
We don't need to yet, though. He's still under contract.
yeah, he
There's
is.
no sense in wasting the money.
Well, I think next year is the contract year.
Yeah, next year
Yeah.
is a contract year.
Yeah.
This year we're
After
fine.
next
This,
Mm.
after next year. Before next
Well,
year, we need to sign
We'll
Jared
probably
Allen.
do it in the middle of next year. Probably sign him to a max extension of ideas for a dude putting up 25 points a game.
We'll just make it a general thing saying, I'd say that Cleveland sports teams need to start signing people to extensions. Hopefully the other two learn from the first one that didn't.
Not gonna happen.
Well, the Browns kind of did it. We signed Miles Garrett to a 5-year, $125.
That's true.
Yeah.
I was happy about that. I like Miles Garrett. Miles Garrett's a beast.
I'm interested to see what kind of contract Baker Mayfield gets when his time comes around.
You know, I've been really thinking about that too.
Because
I,
like
We'll get to it. We'll get to
it's
it.
not. No, we can transition to the
yeah,
NFL
we can
right now.
transition here.
I was-
I have nothing else to say.
I was just gonna mention that it just came out that the Warriors are going to be listing on Draymond trade offers this winter or this offseason, which I guess would be the summer.
Who would want to trade for
A
Draymond?
lot of people. He's a point forward and is a really good leader and a good defender. Well, he was a good
He
defender.
was
He
a
is
good defender.
forward. When he's on, he's a good defender. There's probably a lot of people that would actually want Draymond in their locker room.
Well, as long as he's not a Cav, we're good to go.
That's true.
But what if the Warriors say, "Hey, we'll take Kevin Love if you want Draymond"?
I would honestly.
Would you survive?
I would say yes.
Sign me up.
Sign me
I
up.
was gonna say, would you rather have Draymond?
Yes.
I don't know why they would want Kevin Love, but
Hey man,
That's exactly what they need is another injury-prone
yeah,
court
the
player.
Warriors are trying to get Kawhi Leonard this offseason. So what do? Take Kevin Love's max contract on. That's a great idea.
no, bro. Kawhi's going to Miami. Heard it here first.
Well, you would have to pay Curry too because he's on a contract here. I'm pretty sure. Because
Actually, yeah, I think you're right.
Even if he is, Curry's 33,
yeah.
something like that. He's not gonna want a max contract anymore. He won't care. I don't think so.
Not if they get Kawhi.
He's gonna slowly start cutting his contract. He's gonna do the same thing Tom Brady's doing.
Yeah.
Contracts
And
gonna
he
start
wants to-
costing less and less as
And he
gets
wants to
closer
stay a
retirement.
Warrior.
Then
the
Tom
rest of
Brady-
his
Yeah, he
Yeah,
released a
yeah.
statement on that today saying that it would be nice to retire a Warrior.
I expected him to do like a 1-year contract when he's 40 years old with the Hornets to retire from his hometown team. Because that's where his dad was and that's where he was born. If you
He
say
was-
Cleveland, I swear
He
to
was
God,
born in
He was
Akron.
born in Cleveland
He
and
grew
lived
up
his
in
entire
Charlotte.
life in North Carolina because that's where his dad played.
He grew up in Charlotte. Charlotte's his hometown team.
Yeah.
Sure. He may have been born in Cleveland, but if you've
That
lived
would be
your
like
entire
me
life-
saying if I were in the NBA, I'm going to go retire with the Pistons because I was born in Detroit and lived there for 4 years of my life. No. Not that Cleveland is that much better than Detroit.
Honestly, the Cavs are in much better shape than the Pistons right now. I would argue, for sure. I
Oh,
think.
I
yeah.
think so.
Yeah,
Wow,
I got 3 games
Mason
on them.
Plumlee and Jeremy Grant.
The one.
Hey
The one.
man, Dennis Smith Jr., Josh Jackson,
Sadiq
Sadiq Bey.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to
Same
you.
with Lisa.
I laughed out loud when Josh Jackson fouled Zach LaVine and Zach LaVine just looked at him and called him a bust.
Nice.
I feel so bad for the Bulls. The Bulls really had a chance to make a playoff push, and now Zach LaVine's in health and safety protocols.
Yeah.
However, because the
They've
play-in
been bad.
isn't complete yet.
I really thought it was just in the West,
I'm pretty sure it's all
but
like
that was just in the bubble last year because the
The East only had 9 teams. I'm pretty sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
because not enough teams were close enough to the edge.
yeah, and the West.
We call that the
13.
Zion rule. The NBA set the limit right so the Pelicans could make it to the bubble. Have a chance to get Zion versus LeBron in the playoffs.
Well,
At one
It didn't
point,
work.
I saw this on Instagram last year. At one point, I'm pretty sure the Hornets were the last team in the East to get cut, and I'm pretty sure the Wizards were the last team to make it in. At one point, statistically, the Hornets were closer to making the playoffs than the Wizards because the Wizards sucked in the bubble.
Yeah.
the Bulls are actually right on the edge of the 10
They're 11
10
right now,
spot.
aren't they?
Yeah, but they don't have their
Yeah.
best player for 2 weeks.
Yeah, they've played 2 less games than the Raptors.
I would argue,
And the Raptors are a much better team.
yeah,
They
he's
just
top
haven't-
10 player in the league.
They haven't done well this year.
Yeah, it's
Pascal Siakam, I don't want to say he's been disappointing.
He's had an off year.
Yeah, he's just not where I thought he would be, I guess.
Whether you like it or not, Pascal Siakam is a very one-trick pony-esque player. He likes doing the exact same dribble spin move every single time. Now, it's effective most of the time,
Yeah,
but it gets very repetitive.
Yeah.
it becomes easy to guard after a while.
Mm-hmm.
But when he's on, it doesn't matter if he can guard it, it's still going in, so
Right.
I like Pascal. Pascal's cool. Spicy P.
all right. Now we can go back to the NFL because
Since we attempted to do that.
We'll start with Baker Mayfield, I guess. I think they will extend him, not like during this offseason. I think they'll do it after next year. Because obviously Dak Prescott signed a 4-year $160 and then immediately restructured it pretty much. Like I would say within a week probably, there were reports coming out that he was going to restructure it.
Yeah, it was pretty quick.
I could see Baker doing that. I think he would sign like a lower contract to bring in more guys. Which, yeah, if you want to be the locker room guy, which he is, he's one of the leaders in our locker room. Yeah, that's the right thing to do.
Baker's going to sign the biggest quarterback contract in NFL history and then restructure it in a week
Yeah.
to having one of the lowest starting quarterback contracts in the league. But he'll still be able to say that he had the biggest contract in
Yeah.
quarterback.
He'll get paid like a tenth of it and then restructure it the next day.
Yeah.
but I mean
Get the guaranteed money up front and then
Yeah.
he's definitely gonna have the highest paying Browns deal ever
Oh, I'm sure.
because I'm
well, they haven't kept many quarterbacks recently. So
The highest
Well,
quarterback.
I'm
for
talking.
sure.
I'm saying quarterback for sure. I'm saying. Wait, is Myles Garrett the highest?
Yeah.
I figured
I'm
he
sure
was.
no one's been signed for more money than Myles Garrett.
I was gonna say, and they're definitely gonna give him more than 125. They almost.
I was thinking 140.
I was gonna say, I'd say like
140, 130.
somewhere in the range.
That way we have space to pay like a Nick Chubb or something.
don't get him started.
Yep.
Don't get him started.
It's a topic of debate.
He's
I'm happy
just
that I'm not in
going-
charge of the Browns when having to mess with that.
But
Yeah.
Andrew Berry's done a great job, and I think he'll get it right.
Speaking of the Browns and signing people, though,
Finally.
Yes, sir.
We made it.
I'm happy. The Browns signed Jadeveon Clowney, 2 days ago now? 2-3 days ago?
Yeah.
Something like that. I'm happy with it. He fills a hole that we had at defensive end, which I think kind of takes the pressure off our draft just a little bit.
We're still going to draft a D tackle, though. I firmly believe that.
I don't know. I think we will definitely pick a defensive player. I don't really think offense has any pressing needs right now. We're good at wide receiver. Obviously, we're fine at quarterback and running back. Our offensive line is all under contract next year, so.
I've said it once, said it 1,000 times. Just so they don't do what the Cowboys did. They went from the number 3 rushing by attempts
Mm-hmm.
in the league, and being like a top 5 offense to being like 25th in rushing attempts and being the 29th best offense. Because I was watching a Browns-Cowboys game, and they showed how they were going the opposite directions. The Browns were increasing their rushing attempts and moving up every year in offensive rating in the league, and the Cowboys were passing the ball more because, you know, they have the greatest quarterback ever made to sit the bench, Dak Prescott. And their offensive rating per the league got lower and lower. I was like, here's an idea, run the ball. Now, they didn't want to do that this year because I watched Ezekiel Elliott fumble like 3 times in one game.
Well, they couldn't really pass it either because they had that Nimrod Andy Dalton throwing the ball.
That's true.
That was the Chicago Bear.
Sorry, Bears
That's
fans.
Chicago.
Yeah, R.I.P. Chicago. You guys have Nick Foles and Andy Dalton.
Hey,
Good luck.
Hey, but they almost had Russell Wilson.
Almost.
So that counts for something.
Like we've
I
said,
think.
like we've said before,
It counts for a high five.
Bears fandom must be rough because they truly went from Russell Wilson rumors to Andy Dalton
Signing
signing Andy
in
Dalton.
hours.
For $10 million.
Speaking of the NFL, Brady, you want to tell us what happened recently with your team?
Oh yeah, Julian Edelman announced his retirement due to a knee injury. He said he was going to play till the wheels fell off, and that is indeed what
The
happened.
wheel happens to have fallen off. Like, alright. Like LaMarcus Aldridge.
I mean, I think he had a great career. He was always really nice in the clutch. I'm just worried about the Hall of Fame debate. But like we all talked about that a little
So
bit.
say we had the argument.
Hot take.
Shut up.
Please.
We're
do.
talking.
Can't
No,
wait.
go for it. Go for it.
Hot take, he comes out of retirement and goes to Tampa Bay.
Okay, Rob Gronkowski. Need a 69
I
cent
saw-
chance of doing so.
I saw a meme about this
Please
today.
come out of retirement
It was
and go be like a player coach for the Buccaneers.
Tom Brady. He had his arm around Julian Edelman. He said, "No, Julian, I'm sorry, but you can't come to Tampa Bay. I only let Hall of Fame teammates come with me."
No way. That's horrible. I think he'll make it. Like I said, not first ballot, but he will be in eventually.
I think he'll
He's
be.
really going great. He's 5 for 5 for 15 points. Ursan Ilyasova is the greatest enigma to play the game of basketball.
Alright, back to
Dang!
I'm gonna just go change the tweet to Ursan Ilyasova instead of Jordan Clarkson.
Go do it. Just like quote our tweet and put an asterisk at Ursan.
I'll just be like, oops, I misspelled Ursan Ilyasova.
Did I say Clarkson? I meant.
Yeah.
Dang it, autocorrect.
Twitter. Hot Take Squad 16.
As well as all of our other social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok,
And YouTube.
and YouTube.
YouTube.
Make sure to subscribe, follow, like all our
Hi,
posts,
YouTube.
all that good stuff. You could have done that at the beginning.
I know.
Nah.
If I'm kind of with you, Matt. If Julian Edelman makes it, it will be in his last 2 years of eligibility. I'm calling. That's my call. And even then, I think it'll be close.
I didn't know you could run out of eligibility for the Hall of Fame.
Maybe that's just an MLB rule, but
MLB you get 10 years, and if
Yeah.
if you get like less than, I can't remember, it's 5% or 25%. I want to say 25%. If you get less than 25% of the vote, you fall off the ballot.
I don't know if that's the thing for the NFL or not. I guess I just kind of assume that.
Perfect.
I don't know if that's how it works in the NFL, but I think it'll definitely be late if Julian Edelman makes it.
for sure.
If he makes it.
That's great.
What are you laughing at over there?
He adjusted the tweet.
I retweeted
What's the
it.
score?
Oh, I retweeted it and it said, when we said Jordan Clarkson, we really meant Ursan. So it's 35-34 after.
Did you
one.
put stupid autocorrect after that?
No, they definitely should have.
Yeah.
Alright.
Then there are a couple more things in the NFL.
Yep, the only other thing that I have really from the Browns is yesterday, the Browns cut defensive tackle Sheldon Richardson.
He was supposed to make like what, 16 million?
13.
13? I knew it was something like that.
too many mouths to feed on defense.
I guess. I mean,
They want the sacks to be between Clowney and Garrett, and Richardson was too many, so
Yeah.
they were like, lighten the load.
Do you think that solidifies McKinley to D tackle?
I think that pretty much solidifies his spot. We better do something with that $13 million in cap space though, because obviously Sheldon Richardson would have been our starting DT. So I hope we do something with it. I hope that there's one more splash that the Browns make.
And there's plenty of time, so
Right, and we now we have the cap space to do it. So
even more.
we had a little bit left, but I think we had about 13 million left, and this about doubled it. So.
I don't even remember who else left out on the market, so I don't.
There's Lattimore still out there?
Lattimore never made it.
I was gonna say,
He's
never made
not-
it.
I've heard
Yeah.
I've heard a rumor coming draft day. The Browns might trade their pick for him.
Be interesting.
I've
For
heard
Lattimore?
rumors. I doubt it happens.
I don't think that'll happen.
But I
It
heard
sounds like
rumors.
they have the money for it now, so
Yeah, we would definitely have the space for it.
And knowing the Saints, I know they like Kyle Trask, but they even
Contracts
then
won't be available, not unless they really trade up. They
in
well,
the first round.
I guess
he could be available.
I was gonna say- I'm gonna say Kellen Mond, Davis Mills, and Kyle Trask are the
Oh,
three,
Kyle
like,
Trask. I was thinking of Kyle Pitts. My bad. Yeah, Kyle Pitts is gonna. Kyle Pitts is long gone.
Jokes on us. Kyle Pitts is actually going to Atlanta at 4.
Maybe.
Anything can happen.
I've been seeing a lot of that recently. But
I've been seeing a lot of Justin Fields to the Patriots.
I
do you
have
think? Do you think it happens?
So
I
you're
mean-
being slowly more excited as draft day comes. You're like, yeah, do it.
I mean, I'm just gonna hold my excitement to a low until after the 49ers announced that they're gonna draft Mac Jones. Fingers crossed.
well, what you don't announce that? 'cause
Yeah, you
then
can't
tip your
announce
hand
that.
to the other
Well,
team.
The Jaguars
Well,
have
no,
announced
like,
they're
I'm
gonna
not-
draft Trevor Lawrence. Everybody just
Well,
knows they're
no.
gonna do it.
Well, no, I'm talking like on draft day. Like on draft day.
Oh,
Okay.
fair enough.
You mean when the pick is in?
Yes. When the
Okay, that
pick
makes
is
more
in.
sense. I thought you meant like 3 days before they were gonna be like, "Yep,
No.
Mac Jones."
Oh yeah, for sure. He's our guy.
The draft is it's not next week. But yeah, it's not next week. It's next week. Is it? No, it's the week that we go. It's the Thursday after we go to Cleveland.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Yeah.
I do have one thing to say about the
I'll be
NFL draft.
fancy.
Call me HTS Nimrod, but why is
HTS Nimrod, you
why
are.
is everybody saying that Justin Fields might be better than Trevor Lawrence now?
I don't know.
I have no idea. I've seen a bunch of articles on ESPN trying to argue that, and I'm like,
Well, see, there's your first problem.
no.
ESPN and CBS Sports.
You get all your stuff off Bleacher Report. What
That's
do you
true.
mean?
That is
Well, didn't Trevor Lawrence have surgery before the draft?
Yeah.
but
I
it's
think
his-
so.
So he
it's
hasn't
his
been doing
luck.
pro days, and Justin Fields has been nothing but training. So
Right.
that's
He's been throwing bombs
but
too at
still,
their
Trevor
race.
Lawrence. Yeah, because there's nobody there.
I know.
Obviously, you can throw a bomb when you're not wearing pads, and you're just throwing to an open receiver.
I was gonna say you're chucking
And
it
he's
deep
been
to Chris
doing it
Olave.
since he was
Whoa.
10. Like, yeah, he can do that.
Do you guys think Chris Olave should have declared?
No.
I think he came out a year too early. I think he should have stayed, and I think he.
I mean, he didn't declare. He did stay.
Oh, he did stay.
Yeah.
Oh, I
he
thought
did
he
stay.
declared.
No,
Oh, yeah, I think he made the
I-
right decision then.
He definitely made the right decision just because how many good wide receivers are coming out of this
Yeah,
draft
this is a
class.
very wide receiver heavy draft.
We also said that last year.
Did we?
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, it was saturated wide receivers last year.
Yeah.
Oh,
First couple
The
well,
last 2 years.
Browns weren't in the market for a wide receiver. I was more focused on the line.
We got Donovan People-Jones out of it.
At like the 5th round.
I was just saying, that's.
Yeah, he was
wasn't one of
projected
the
to go
top
second.
receivers, though.
Hey man.
Wow, you mean a guy fell in the draft? Whoa!
Hey, man.
Donovan Peoples-Jones was a second-round receiver.
I don't think so.
There's no way.
He's a solid. I like Donovan.
DeAndre
Peoples.
Hopkins got
he's a-
traded for a second-round thing, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are not all on the same level.
I'm excited to see what DPJ does. I think that he'll kind of do what he did last year. He'll be the third option.
So, I think he'll just turn into a return specialist by the end of his career.
He'll be he wouldn't be the third option. He'll be the fourth option. But yeah,
No, you'll be the fifth.
Higgins will be the third.
don't say Kadero Hodge.
Oh,
OBJ, Jarvis Landry, Rashard
It's
Higgins.
one of the names the
Oh, yeah,
Browns
you're
got on
right.
their team.
He'd be the fourth wide receiver. I guess they
Jarvis?
probably throw Austin.
I was gonna say their tight end, yeah.
Cooper.
at least one of the tight ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I've heard rumors that we'll move David Njoku
Yeah, I've
on
heard
draft
that.
day. I don't know. I'm
Wouldn't
intrigued.
surprise me.
They liked having him.
The doors are open for the Browns to do a lot of things with a lot of people
Right.
that could take them in a lot of directions, including
Yeah.
Super Bowl contenders.
You know what I would find interesting
Mm.
is if I remember correctly, the Jaguars are picking at 25, right ahead of the Browns.
I
Yeah.
believe so.
The Jaguars need a tight end. Do you think the Browns would try to get that pick right in front of them from the Jaguars and have 2 in a row as part of an Njoku trade?
Depending what they have to give up.
Oh man.
Like I say, if you send Njoku and like your second rounder, just to like get that little pick,
I would
do you
say it would have to be a 4th or 3rd though. I don't think we'd be willing to give up our second.
okay.
You don't think?
No.
I think that
I
I
guess
don't know.
give up a second and one of your like numerous tight ends
I was
because
gonna
you
say,
guys
have 3 tight ends
say
that
you-
can be effective.
I was gonna say you
Harrison
guys,
Bryant,
you guys
Austin
are
Hooper,
tight end
yeah.
factory, yeah.
You could always send one over to the Patriots. They always need more blockers.
Yeah, that's true. You guys will need more run blockers for Cam.
Hey, according to Clayton, we just signed 2 of those. I think we're okay for now.
Yeah.
Brady and I were texting each other the other day, and I was giving Brady crap, classic.
Naturally, as we
Yeah.
know.
Oh my gosh, all those tight ends are just extra athletic offensive linemen to block for Cam. He goes, well, is that what you would call Bryant and Njoku and Hooper? And I was like,
No.
yeah.
Yeah.
You got me!
I just want to see if you'd say it.
Yeah. The tight end position is definitely, I think, is transitioning into more of a blocking role than a pass catching role. Outside of Travis Kelce, but
Outside of a few guys,
yeah.
there are a few pass catching specialists, quote unquote tight ends. So
Mm-hmm.
I listened to an interview, a Browns podcast that I listened to, with David Njoku actually as a guest. And he talked about how, the drive that he had, because the Browns signed Hooper to a big contract. Obviously, they play the same position. That would tick you off, which I get that.
It would even take
But
me up.
he talked about how, much his blocking improved. Because he had to focus on, okay, I need to become a more well-rounded player. And he said his blocking improved, and he said by the end of the year it was like, wow, this is kind of fun. So I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see what the Browns will do.
I hope they keep him, to be honest.
Yeah, I could see them going multiple different directions, for sure.
I would love to see him back in Cleveland.
Alright. Well, this is not going to be the first of 2 episodes today, but there was one more free agency move that I thought was interesting. James Conner signed 1 year with.
We have 2. We have 2 more.
2 more?
So we haven't talked about the Darnold trade either.
Oh, that's right.
James Conner leaving Pittsburgh. Yes! Make the Steelers weaker.
Does that really
Correct.
make them
What do you
weaker,
mean?
though?
He didn't
Spent
help
most of
us.
the season injured.
Well,
They
yeah,
didn't do
but
anything.
they're going to pick an offense. No, well, they're going to do one of 2 things. They're going to pick an offensive lineman, which is what they probably need more of.
Or they'll continue to pick defense like they always do.
Exactly. They're going to bolster their defense, or they're going to pick an offensive lineman. You have Dwayne Haskins and Ben Roethlisberger. Neither one of them are going to be outrunning everybody.
Not Miles
Definitely.
Garrett this year.
Definitely pocket presence.
Yeah, for sure. So, I think they should draft an offensive lineman probably, and then maybe look for a 2nd or 3rd round running back.
No, they should totally draft defense.
Yeah, you're right, Isaac. They need a defensive tackle.
From the Browns' perspective, yeah, draft on the defensive side.
But from the actual football side, yeah, they need an offensive tackle.
The,
And Joe Burrow, quit being a moron and saying that you want to pick Jamar Chase. If you don't pick Penny Sewell, you're not going to live long enough to be able to throw the ball to him. So it doesn't matter.
You were not wrong there.
Yeah.
So somebody break down the Sam Darnold trade for me.
Brady W. I
okay.
don't know
We
anything
just
about
assumed
it.
that you knew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know the whole details. I don't know what happens.
I'm trying to remember which year the picks were, but the Jets traded Darnold to the Panthers for a 2nd, a 4th, and a 6th round pick.
From 2 different years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This year, next year, or next year and the year after?
I think it's this
It's
year.
just this year and next year. I want to say the 4th is this year, and then the other 2
I
are.
think you're right. That sounds right.
This, to me, this is the biggest takeaway that I got from this trade. To me, this solidifies that the Jets pick a QB. I thought they were going to anyway, but this completely solidifies that.
Well, we're talking about Donald. Do you think he's going to be a starter next year, or will?
Yeah, I think
Teddy
they'll
B's
start.
going to be gone by opening week.
The Panthers have already said they're going to let Teddy Bridgewater call teams and like request trades and do stuff like that. So I think that they'll move him, try and get something out of him.
I hope Teddy Bridgewater finds a solid place and becomes starting quarterback somewhere.
I agree. It would be nice to see him be successful. I remember watching his last game as a Louisville Cardinal. He threw for 447 yards. I don't remember why I was watching that game at all, but I remember, wow, this Teddy Bridgewater guy's cool. You know? Which, that was a while ago. That was like 6 years ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was before Lamar.
Yeah.
I mean, if he didn't get injured, I think he would be a all-star QB.
It's not that far yet, for sure.
He would be
Could
a-
in the future.
Decent starter.
He would have a lot of potential to be a top-tier quarterback.
Speaking of quarterback potential, why is everybody saying that Sam Darnold is like, oh my gosh, he was just terrible in New York. He's one of the best potential quarterbacks in the NFL.
Oh, were you the one that sent it to our group chat that had like
Yeah, that was me.
and
That's
it had
exactly why I
Sam
said
Darnold
that.
as the most underrated quarterback in the league? I'm
Yeah.
like, there's
No.
no way.
It had Sam Darnold as
And Kirk Cousins.
it had Sam Darnold as like most potential. Kirk Cousins is underrated. What do you mean Kirk Cousins is underrated? Don't lie to me.
Matthew Stafford's underrated until what we see this year.
We've already talked about Matt Stafford.
Everybody says he's underrated so much that it's annoying.
We'll see
He's
this year.
overrated,
And
so-
then the last thing that quarterbacks list that I saw on Instagram had on it was Cam is the worst QB. Brady,
There's
with
no
as much
way.
crap as I give you, there's no way that's true. Not a chance.
I know one of you guys said that.
Not a chance.
No, there's stuff. No, he's still not.
So there was one other trade that happened. Somebody traded into the top 3 picks. What was that?
San
trade?
Francisco.
That was the 49ers. We talked about that last time.
Did we really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it was. It's been a
2
while
weeks?
since we recorded.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
So yeah, I think that pretty much concludes our episode.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what James Conner does. I kind of hope he rebounds.
It'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Who else do they have at running back in Arizona?
No, not Kenny
Chase
Drake. The other
Edmonds.
one, Chase
Kendrick
Edmonds.
got moved.
Yeah, Chase Edmonds. Just like that.
Alright, well, we already plugged all of our social medias, so thanks for listening to episode 17.